Hey, here with the Independence baseball coach, Scott Cuthbert. We ran into Scott today at the softball game. I know you're hoping for a little bit better outcome than the Independence girls got here tonight when you show up at Power Park on Thursday, or rather Friday afternoon.
Yeah, hopefully we can play well again. Win or lose, I just hope our guys play well, play up to their ability. So, we'll see what happens.
It's been a while, and you've been kind of hunted since the season started when you assumed that top spot. A little more pressure going in with that, or no? I mean,
we try not to look at that. I mean, when you get to the Final Four, you figure everybody's supposed to be really good. So, baseball is the kind of game where anybody can beat anybody on any given day. So, just hopefully we can play up to our abilities.
North Marion's kind of a team that's coming in. We don't know a lot about them. I know you told me you haven't been able to, you found out a little bit about them. I haven't seen a whole lot about them out there. What do you know about this North Marion team, and what do you expect on Friday?
I figure they'll be pretty solid. From what I've gathered, they like to put the ball in play, and, they got a couple of catchers supposed to be a real good player. And, we'll see what happens. But, they're, usually by this point, everybody's fundamentally sound and does all the little things correct. So, if we can put the ball in play and put pressure on them, hopefully we'll have a good day.
Do you have any, I know you don't want to give away any trade secrets, but do you have any idea how you want align your rotation in this game? Will Atticus get the start in that opener? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a situation where if you lose, you go home. So, we'll probably, you got to go out the first game as hard as you can, and if you're fortunate enough to win, and with whatever you got left, and you go at that one.
You'll probably have, if you can get by the first game, you have all hands on deck on the in the championship game. Is your theory in this situation to try to use your ace, to try to get through it with that, and if you can win, use everybody?
Yeah, I mean, you can't win unless you get there, is the way I look at it. So, we're going to do what we can to win the first game. If we have to use 2 or 3 pitchers in the first game, we'll use 2 or 3 pitchers, and you can't worry about tomorrow unless you get there. So, we'll do what we can to win the first game and go from there.
Do you feel like your section has really gotten you prepared for this run? Because you look at it, you got Shady in there, you go 2-1 against them. You got Bluefield. I was talking to some people in a meeting the other day that said that could have been a championship type game. You go 2-1 against them. Now, you don't want to lose any games, granted, but you feel like you learned a little bit about your team going into a situation like this?
Yeah, I mean, it was really tough section and region to get through with the arms we had to see. So, I mean, that's always a good thing. And it's also hard, when you play real good teams, I think it's hard to beat them 3 and 4 times. So we were fortunate to come on the right side of it. But, if that don't get you ready, I don't know what will, to play 2 quality opponents, because, I mean, them 2 is probably as good as anybody else around as well. They could beat anybody on any given day as well, and we were fortunate to come out on the right side of things.
You're still a pretty young team. Do you look at this, with the exception of the seniors, and I know you want to win for those guys who've been with the program for a while, do you feel like, though, this is a good I don't want to say this is a warm-up for anything, because it's not. It's a state tournament. But do you feel like this is a team that is going to get a lot of experience out of this? Either way, and have an opportunity to do even more next year?
Yeah, well, one thing, what a lot of people forget about, too, is we've had extra 2 or 3 weeks of practice on top of it. So, to get a lot of kids extra work. But, the experience, I know the first 2 times I made it, I thought we were more prepared the second year just because of the environment and the ballpark and everything. But, you never know if them opportunities come around again. Because, I know, like, just looking in our region, Shady's going to be real good again next year. And, Bluefield has a lot back as well. So, you got to seize every opportunity that you can. So,
You didn't get an opportunity to play down there. You were supposed to play at Power Park. You see that as a drawback? I know some of your guys told me they like playing down at Bowen because it's a pro-type park. This is definitely a pro park.
Yeah, I mean, it would have helped, if we'd have got to play that game at Power Park this season. But, I mean, it is what it is. As far as I know, none of the other teams in it played on it this year. And, none of us was there last time at the state tournament, so it'll be a new experience for for all of us. But we'll just have to see what happens come Friday.
Did Clay Basham surprise you at all? Now, you look at his numbers the other night. He scored 5 runs. Didn't necessarily really hit the ball as he had been in that series, but he scored 5 runs. Has anything he's done surprised you at all? Being that he didn't get to play last year?
I knew, early in the season, and we knew we had a good one on our hands, but a lot of kids struggle right out of the gates, first experience with high school baseball, and he just kind of has just continued to keep improving and stuff. Clay works real hard at it, and he's had an awesome year. I hope he can continue to show that, and show growth. But, a lot of times first-year players, even real good ones, struggle a little bit through that first year, and, he hasn't really had that so far. So, hopefully he can finish it this weekend with another solid performance.
You played a lot of teams around the state. You know a lot of these teams. Is Atticus and Mike McKinney at the top of your order as good as any you've seen or even had? And I know you've had some good players that end up finish yourself.
When they get on, they are. I mean, athletically, they're two of the giftedest kids we've had. There's some things I think they can still improve on, but when they get on base, they're a big threat. Because the way they run and stuff, and big catalyst for us. But they've had solid years. But yeah, they really push the envelope as far as we can go first to third and be able to run bases and stuff really well.
You know how these things work out, and you told me at one point this year that a lot of people forget the bottom of your order, and they played pretty well, including you look at Farrington at one time was your second leading hitter. On a pretty good hitting team, at least average-wise. Do you feel at a setting like this, maybe a situation will come up where these guys are going to get a chance to do something big, simply because they can hit the ball, they are at the bottom of the order, and it is a big stage where anything can happen, and everybody knows Atticus and Michael, I'm sure. Do you think this is a good shot for them to do something?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, if you look through the course of our year, a lot of big games, our bottom has carried us. They came through. Even the last game, Curley gets 2 or 3 hits.
Right.
Elijah gets on base. I think Andy drove in a couple runs. So, I mean, we've been fortunate where we can hit throughout the order. So, hopefully, if they keep playing like we are, there's not a lot of weak spots there. So, hopefully we can, keep going that direction.
Okay. Hey, Scott, I appreciate it. I know you got practice tonight. Hopefully the weather back home is a little bit better than this, huh?
Yeah, hopefully, but we're going inside tonight anyway.
All right. Hey, Scott, thanks.